You are tapped in with Caden. Did Mike Tyson hold back to stop himself from knocking out Jake Paul? Okay, so the internet has been buzzing. There's conspiracy theorists out there, and of course, that shouldn't surprise anyone. Jake Paul beat Iron Mike Tyson. It is on Mike Tyson's official record that he lost to Jake Paul. Jake Paul can officially said that he defeated Iron Mike Tyson. Let's take a look at some of the conspiracies floating around, and then we'll discuss whether or not I believe it was scripted, and I'll give my take on what I saw. So here's one of the first theories. This man right here wrote, right here is where Mike said, whoops, I got to stop or I won't get paid. Mike still got it in him. So this is from this person's perspective, and this was early in the fight. You're in the first round. All right, so let me turn that sound off real quick. I apologize for that. Let me bring this back real quick. But you're about to see Mike do his classic head movement, side to side, get in and land a jab straight to the face. And it pushed Jake back against the ropes. So this person is saying, oh, this is when Mike realized, one, honestly, it doesn't look like the punch even hurt Jake Paul that much. It pushed him back, but it doesn't look like Jake was ready to go. And it was early on in the fight, so Mike still had somewhat of a full tank. And my concern always from the beginning was we would always see him show explosive movements in 10-second increments in the clips that they were showing. But what would happen when he had to fight 2-minute rounds and had to do it consistently? You know, everyone looks good if you give them time to make a 10-second video and then rest for 5 minutes and then make another 10-second video. Anyone can look good doing that. But what happens when you have to be active constantly, consistently? So that was my concern. Now, there's also people saying that it was scripted because some script went out prior to the fight. And I guess the fight resembled the script that went out before the fight. So we're going to take a look at the script. So we'll start with round one of the script. If I could even see round one, how did that make it worse? Let's see if I can go back to the original. Oh, here it is. Round one. The opening bell rings and Tyson, showing flashes of his old form, immediately stalks forward, his signature bob and weave style. Paul maintains distance, circling the ring cautiously. Tyson lands few jabs, but Paul's youth shows his superior mobility. Paul connects with a quick 1-2 combination before retreating. Tyson's timing appears slightly off. His punches a fraction slower than his prime. To be honest with you, I think everyone could have predicted that. I don't really think this is something that I mean, it's one thing to say it was scripted, but it's another thing to write what most people could probably predict in their mind, which is what was written here. Well, what other style was Mike Tyson going to come in the ring with? He's fought one way his entire career, so obviously he was going to come in with the bob and weave style. Obviously, Jake was going to have to keep distance from Mike because the closer he got to Mike, the more dangerous it was going to be for him. So Tyson lands a few jabs. Well, I don't know if you know this, but if you don't know this, the easiest punch for you to land on your opponent is a jab. If you can't hit your opponent with a jab, then forget it. You might as well go to the corner and call the fight. If you can't land your jab on your opponent, you're not going to land anything. So once again, this wasn't some spectacular, miraculous prediction. And it says Paul lands a quick 1-2 combination before retreating. This is the other reason why this isn't miraculous is if you're fighting someone shorter than you, you should utilize distance in your straight punches. So you should use a jab, which is a 1, followed by a 2. So you should be throwing 1-2. So, all right, we'll go to round 2 real quick. And I'm not going to read the entire script, but I'm just showing you how like the script is really bogus. And it's a vague script that could apply to, or you could write based on your general knowledge of both fighters and what they need to do. All right, so round 2. Tyson comes alive, cutting off the ring more effectively. He lands a thunderous left hook to Paul's body that draws a collective gasp from the crowd. Paul weathers the storm using his reach advantage to pepper Tyson with long jabs. The younger fighter's stamina becomes evident as he bounces on his toes while Tyson breathing grows heavier. So, listen, again, As I stated well before the fight even happened, I was concerned about Mike's stamina. He's 58 years old. And if you've ever been in a ring, you know how difficult it is to actually fight full 3-minute rounds. Now, they were only going 2, but Mike is 58. But again, you can run 3 miles, you can run 5 miles, you can do sprint work, you can play basketball all day. Getting in the ring and fighting, an actual fight, is something completely different. As the old saying goes, you jog to get in sparring shape, and you spar to get in fighting shape. So there's levels to this. So again, it was evident Mike Tyson's stamina was going to go down. Now, when you talk about he lands a body shot, Mike is known for going to the body. The classic Mike special, right hook to the body, right uppercut to the face, and then left hook, followed by a left hook. I mean, you knew Mike was going to do his classic things. If you have knowledge of the way Mike fights, you knew that he was going to go to the body and possibly land a good body shot on Jake Paul. So here's the script. Now, if you want, now this is where I'll give you my breakdown and my assessment of what I saw. To me, it really, I believe it was the opposite. I believe that Jake carried Mike. It looked like Mike started off the first 2 rounds with some pep in his step. It looked like he had some chances, and it looked like he was trying to tag Jake, and Jake was just playing it cool. But towards the end of the fight, it looked like Jake was landing at will, and even when Jake landed combinations on Mike, he would stop. Now, you can say he had respect for Mike's punching power and Mike's ability to counter, but I'm telling you, it just looked like to me, Jake knew that if he knocked out Mike Tyson, he knew it wouldn't be well received. He knew that Mike Tyson was 58, and they won't say it, but they know each other. They've done each other's podcasts. They knew that they were doing this for the money and for the show, for the spectacle. And I just think being in that ring with Mike, I don't think Jake wanted to take Mike out. And so to me, if anything, it looked like Jake carried Mike. It didn't look like Mike was holding back on Jake. Like, Mike is 58 years old. It's difficult for some people to just admit that, the fighter you knew and you loved is old. Like, I think about, like, even myself. I'm not 40 yet, but 4 years ago, I could jump higher than I jump now. 4 years ago, I could run faster than I run now. It's not a significant difference, but it's a noticeable difference. Like, I can't take off from the distance I used to take off when I go for a dunk. When I used to get some chase downs, or when I used to run, it takes me a little bit longer to get to the spot. Like, that's just the way it is. And Mike Tyson's legs were not there. Like, his side-to-side movement was very limited. It wasn't as fast. It wasn't as sharp. What you did see from Mike, you saw Mike had good defense. He was able to pick off shots. He used his forearms to pick off body shots. He caught shots on the glove. He showed you high boxing IQ. But the things that made Mike special in his prime, extremely fast side-to-side head movement, blinding hand speed, he didn't have it. Jake Paul had faster hands than Mike. That should tell you everything you need to know. Father Time is undefeated. Like I said, I made a video about it, and someone said I made a lazy video. I got to figure out the balance. Sometimes I make a video, people say it's too long. I make a short video, say it. But the bottom line is, it seemed like it was a glorified sparring session to me. I'm not surprised. People saying that Mike held back on Jake, it seems like you're just trying to tell yourself, like, you saw something that wasn't there. Mike was gassed towards the end. Mike was done, and Jake could have unloaded. All Jake had to do was press him, and he did it. You can say it was respect for Mike's power. I don't know, but that's not what I saw. If anything, I saw the opposite. So overall, Mike's 58. So the fact that he went the distance with Jake, he didn't get dropped like Nate Robinson. He didn't get dropped like Anderson Silva. He didn't get knocked out cold like Tyron Woodley. So you got to give Mike props for that. But then again, was he fighting the same Jake with the same tenacity who went after those guys? You have to call it on the up and up. Do I think it was scripted? No, I don't think it was scripted. I think Mike tried to go in there and knock out Jake, and I think Jake went in there to get his respect. I don't think it was scripted. So that script, like I said, it's all basic stuff you can come up with. I could have created that script with vague stuff. So someone has to throw a jab. Someone has to throw punches to the body. Mike's style had to be side to side, bob and weave, because how is the shorter fighter going to get inside? So anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. What was your opinion on the fight? Do you think I'm wrong? And do you think that Mike held back and he could have knocked out Jake? Or do you think that Jake was the one who actually carried Mike to the finish line? That's what I believe. Or did you see it differently? Or did you score the fight for Mike? Hey, it would surprise me. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video. If you subscribe to this channel, thank you, because I passed 1,000 subs, and that means a lot. I appreciate you all. I'm out. Peace.